Okay, so today we are going to be looking at how to identify the person that you're supposed to be doing forever with. How we did it in our case. 3 months into the relationship, or 4 months into the relationship, of course, babe is not getting any younger. I decided to ask him, bros, what's your intention about this relationship? It's 4 months now and you're not shaking body. I cannot understand what's happening. Are you still waiting on the Lord? And I got the shocker of my life. This man said to me, well, I asked him, what are we doing? Are we dating? Are we courting? Or are we friends? After 4 months of officially asking me out, I said yes. He says, we are friends. My brain did not understand it. I was like, I'm your friend. No, don't play that card here. Don't try to be smart. When did that transition happen? I was your girlfriend the last time I checked. When did I just become your friend? I was 30. You asked me out. I now asked him, bro, when did I become just your friend? He now said, well, that he has been thinking about us and that I overwhelm him. See English. I overwhelm him. So that he's been thinking, does he want to continue with this thing? I said, okay. I overwhelm you. What does that mean? He now begins to tell me about a few things that have happened, that I just meet somebody now, and before you know it, me and the person are talking like we have known ourselves forever. That is just, a woman is supposed to have a quiet spirit. I chop it off. I say quiet spirit, I don't understand. Is my spirit noisy? He said, no, there's a way a woman is supposed to be. Explain to them what you meant by I was overwhelming you before I quiet.
So all the while that God was telling her, God was not telling her.
Hey, don't let us call God into this matter. Let him come answer for himself.
So God was telling her, and God wasn't telling me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had a list of things I wanted. I wanted in a wife. So I juxtaposed what I was seeing in her against what I had written down, my expectations, and most of the items on the list actually checked out.
I found the book that he wrote it in. See, the book is now old. I will find what he wrote. Go ahead.
Okay, this is my serious self. Okay, so I had no doubt that most of what she had written, most of what I wanted, she had. But the area that I was most concerned about was the fact that, okay, one of the things I think I wanted was someone who was quiet, who wasn't out there, I didn't know if I could cope with that, because I'd always imagined having a very quiet life, just be quiet. And then here this one was that she knew everybody, she was everywhere, she was making noise. You go to answer phone, I will not hear words. Instead of asking people like, hello, good morning, how are you? You hear asking, good morning,
Please go.
how far? And then I was like,
Please.
What?
We are in Nigeria and we are allowed to
What's that? And then we go somewhere, if we go somewhere, expect that, okay, we get there, we just sit, enjoy everything that's happening. But she will get there and then tell me, come and greet this person. And then come and see this person. Come and greet the other person. Come and greet the other person. I don't want to greet these people. I just want to come and sit down and enjoy. So, and this was just a few months, and I was thinking, do I want to endure this for the rest of my life? it was very, very important to me that I had to have a rethink about the relationship. Like, do I really want to do this? Is this how I want to, So at that point, I had looked at my lists. My list was okay, everything was fine.
This is the list. I found it. People of God. See it here. I'm going to read it.
See.
Oh, well, the writing is faint. It's several years ago. And he wrote the, what is this country?
The she quality.
The she qualities. I don't even know if you can see this thing. And see the score he gave me.
Also,
12/18. List number 1.
fast.
Humorous, pretty, he checked those ones. Preferably not fat or having obvious tendencies to become fat. He did not check that one at all. He did not mark bad or good. Dark skin, preferably, check. Has an independent woman mentality, industrious and not husband dependent. Check, check. Has goals for her life and not waiting for a husband to marry her to be fulfilled. Check, check. Can or is doing something well without a man. Check, check. Similar Christian background and orientation as mine. Check. Teachable, listens, takes instruction. Check. Quiet/calm, calculated, not talkative. Non-check.
You feel down.
Believes in me and encourages me to grow, especially spiritually. Check, check. Decent, what is it? Okay, doesn't play boss or ITK. What did you do here? Oh, I've suffered your hands, really. I've suffered. Romantic, check, check. Smart, intelligent, check, check. Born again and practicing Christian, check. Passion for the things of God and passion to help others. Check, check. God-fearing, check. Very check. So the things that we are not checked here were does not play boss or ITK. So he says I play, I too know. And quiet spirit. Quiet, calm, not talkative. He did not mark that. Continue.
At the point when he asked that question, I was at that point where I was contemplating, okay, so I must mention here that no matter what kind of list you draw, in case after listening to this you can draw up your list, you can really never exhaust the qualities you want in your spouse.
Exactly.
In a lot of cases, you don't even know all the qualities you need in your spouse.
As life unfolds, you begin to see certain things. You're like, wow.
Could I have asked for this?
Could I have asked for this?
included this on my list?
Exactly.
There are certain things that I see now and I just couldn't have thought of it to even include on my list in the first place. So at the time, these were the things I thought about. Okay, so this aspect was a deal breaker for me because I felt I didn't want to get married and be dragged around to greet people or attend events that do not concern me. Or everybody says, your wife is here, your wife is there, your wife is there, So at the point when she asked that question, I was still thinking these things and thinking about to bring the conversation up. So out of the blue, she's like, what are we doing? I decided to revert to status quo. So yeah, now that you asked, please, we need to reevaluate this relationship because this part of you, I don't know how it's working out for me.
Okay, so let me pause here and say
An instance is this. You came to visit me. I think the first time she visited me. And from ABC Park in Calabar to my house is, say, 10 minutes drive.
Mhm.
And by the time she arrived at my gate, she and the cab guy were playing like hitting themselves and laughing. You hit the guy will hit her, and they are laughing and screaming at their faces. So I was wondering, did this guy bring you from Enugu? She said no. From ADC Park here. I said yes.
Try.
So from ADC Park to this place, like 5-10 minutes, people have become best friends. Such that you're having physical contact with the person. People are slapping each other, beating each other, shouting and laughing. I just couldn't understand it. Like, what kind of human being is this? I should be doing this for the rest of my life. Okay.
Wait, let me pause at this point and say it's important to not assume that in your relationship, you and the person are on the same pace at all times. Whether you're married or you're single, it's important to always reevaluate your relationship and your stand with the person that you're in a relationship with. Ask them if they still, don't assume that the way they felt about you a year ago, a few years ago, is the same way they still feel about you now. Because even now that we are married, every now and then we do what we call marital checkup. We ask each other, how am I doing? What are the areas you need me to improve? It's important so that you...
She's the asker.
Yes, I will ask. I'm a relationship... Yes.
He asks questions that...
He has accused me that I am the only person that can ask somebody a question that is unaskable. And the funny thing is that I always get answers. I'm a counselor, so it's expected. I don't assume. If I don't ask questions, I want to know. I'll just assume that me and this boy are still boyfriend when the guy is about to dump me. So, don't assume in your relationships. It's very important so that you're constantly improving each other and making each other better. So go ahead.
Summarize the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Remember she said God told her. Well, God did not tell me. So I had to find out for myself. And having found out thus far, I needed to be sure that I would be able to cope, or I was willing to live with this part of her life for the rest of her life. No, for the rest of my own life.
Why are you being selfish with your own life, your own life?
You came into my life.
Hey.
So,
okay.
I had prayed for a while. In fact, as soon as the relationship started, I started talking to God about it. Like, is this what you want me to do? In fact, it was in one of those conversations I had with God that I started checking off the list that I had prepared. I'd rather not tell this girl that, yes, we are dating, we are still going along, when I had my doubts. So it would be better off that we started afresh, as in we're on a neutral point. Just in case I had something in my mind that I wanted God to endorse. Okay, so at this point, I kept asking God, like, I need to know, because I need to make a decision now. I need to take a decision. And for a while, nothing happened. And then on a certain day, it was at a Wednesday service that I was just listening to what was being preached. I don't remember what was being preached. I don't remember what the title of the sermon was or what it was about. But something that the preacher said leaped out at me during the sermon. He said that there are certain things you want to embark on and you're wondering, is it the right thing to do? And then he said, go ahead and do it. It is. And it felt so much like he was talking to me. Because at that point, as I came into the service, I actually told God that, you have to tell me, you have to tell me today, let something from this service minister to me, help me make the decision I need to make. Because as time went on, I felt like things would be going bad or worse. As
Paraphrasing, he could lose me. Call it what it is. As time is going, another sharp guy will see sharp babe and come and chide me. So be calling it what it is. Please, people should listen.
The guy couldn't have been better than me. Anyway, so
I agree, Sha. because this one is the best.
So when
you are proud,
when he said that, thank you.
But we'll settle this matter. Let's finish.
So when I heard that, it felt exactly like he was talking to me. While the sermon was going on, I was having a conversation in my heart with the Holy Spirit, like, why you do me like this now?
They take?
How many months I've been asking you this one question? You don't talk. If I've broken up with her, in case you think I'm holding her as an idol in my heart, that okay, this is what I want, and you want me to endorse it. I've broken up with her. Oh, yeah, talk now before this thing spoils.
Are you the one that broke up with me? Abi, I'm the one that broke up with you.
I don't know.
Sweetie, be talking through now.
He did not break up with me. He just told me to leave the house.
That's the end now. That's how to break up.
Okay. Did I not ask you out? Are you not supposed to break up with me? Is that how you broke up with your ex? You asked him to be going.
Sweetie, that's
how you traveled all the way to go and break up. And then in my case,
I was led.
Okay, you were led.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, so it was at that point that I knew that yes, this was it. And then I tried to get back, because at that point she basically didn't have my time again. So I don't remember how the whole thing, how we started talking a little.
I will remember. You don't remember because that one favored me. So he now calls me.
If she's wrong, I'll correct her.
Yes.
I will correct her.
He now called me and told me that he wanted to see me. And now that I should come to ShopRite. I now came to ShopRite. In the food court in ShopRite for us to talk. He now started talking on the story of, he needed some time to think about this, yada, yada, yada. He needs his one-man congregation. He needs his best friend back. Story. Look at the camera. Let them be hearing.
It's kind of thing she likes to hear. So I told her.
Can you imagine that he needs his best friend back, that he has not been having somebody that is gisting with, yada, 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 yada. That, please, he wants us to get back together. I say, so that tomorrow you tell me that we are just friends. He said, no, that is very sure. I said, I need to think about it though. So I left.
He said she needs to think about it. She didn't say yes.
I did not say yes. I said I was going to think about it.
Her body language was saying yes.
So as I left,
because
as a sharp
soon after,
is it on my story?
Okay,
so I left. And out of the kindness of my heart, I said, let me not now make him suffer. You not think that I'm paying him back or what he did.
You thought you will lose me. I thought I will change my mind. Just before he changes his mind. I want this small shakara. In fact, it was as you were walking away that you realize that plenty girls push up right too.
So that was it though. I now accepted. In all these 5 days, he now bought ring and gave me.
Each time I went to see her, I had the ring in my pocket, just in case I had the feeling, the nudge to propose. But that's one thing kept nagging at me the entire time.
The one thing that I don't have quiet spirit. Sweetie, I'll not forgive you that statement in this marriage. Continue.
So that particular day, having cleared in my spirit what needed to be cleared, I brought out the ring.
Pause. Another nugget from what he said. Notice that he said he needed to clear what he needed to clear. Oftentimes I see people, when they break up with someone, they become desperate, they try to make a mess of it. They feel like the breakup is the worst thing that have happened to them. Sometimes when you're in a serious or a committed relationship like we were, and something like that happens, it's important to wait it out. Don't be breathing down the person's neck. Don't start acting desperate, calling all friends and sundry to solicit on your behalf. Because especially if he's a guy, it's important to understand that men always need that time to clear their head, to be sure that this move that they're making is a move that they are not manipulated to make. This is the worst time to be thinking about sleeping with the guy to get pregnant, so that he can make up his mind by force. Is the worst thing that can happen to you. Because if he ends up even marrying you, he will always at the back of his mind feel like this was not entirely his thoughts or his decision, that he was manipulated to make that decision. So it's important. Give them that required space.
So I gave her the ring. And the next thing she told me was, I'm going to wear it too.
I don't know if it was serious now. Maybe I should not to ask. Because I was expecting this kneel down, propose to me, surprise party kind of a thing. This man just popped.
You watched too many movies.
Brought out the tea from his pocket. And we were praying. We
I
prayed
did
for
what
the
needed
guy.
to be done. It was a surprise.
We prayed for the
Because she opened her eyes, she wasn't expecting it. Then she opened her eyes and then she behold,
He
it was
said,
a ring.
he said we should close
For her.
He said we should close our eyes and pray for her. I closed eye to pray for her. When I opened my eye, I now saw a ring. And this is, he broke up we just made up 5 days ago. And now he's asking me to marry him. I'm wondering, are you sure? I told him I will wear it though.
She said, I will wear it though. I said,
I will wear it.
we wear it.
I'm going to snap and put it on my
I will wear it. I'll put it on my DP. I said, it seems wrong. As in,
because I come and put my hand again. He was looking at me surprised. I said, "To, I wore the ring." The part that I have not want to say is that ring that he gave me, the thing washed on my hand. Because I have been carrying his pocket, not go to the original place. After I brought the ring back and told him, "Oga, the ring you gave me, I've washed. So I need a new one." He was like, "Why do you behave like this?" Yes.
know what you want in the person you want to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Have a mental picture of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as you do, know that you cannot know everything you need to know
Mm-hmm.
about what you want in a woman or what you want in a guy. So don't hold on to your list like it has to be 100%.
It becomes an
Anything
idol.
outside this list, yes, becomes an idol, such that
You're
you
not
can't take a
even-
decision outside of the list you're holding. Because what you know is limited, but God actually knows a lot more than you know at the moment. God knows what you really need above what you think you need. So leave space enough for the Holy Spirit.
It's also very important that when you're making a decision like this, don't have a lot of people in your head. That's not the time to be moving from pillar to post looking for advice. Because I also had my own concerns. If you have 1 or 2 people that you talk to for advice, that's okay. But when you have a crowd talking to you about a particular person, chances are you're going to get confused and you may end up making a decision based on other people's beliefs, not what you truly wanted. Just because somebody you respected said, go ahead, you now go ahead. Okay, because marriage is 2 of us, 2 of you. You will go through it together, not with your pastor, not with your mentor, not with your dad or your mom. At the end of the day, it's just the 2 of you. Okay?
And that reminds me, there were a lot of people who tried to discourage me from marrying her. But because I had that resolve, I had come to the point where I resolved that what I wanted, this was the right thing to do. I ignored everybody. A lot of people were asking me,
we should do that video.
okay, maybe that's the next video.
That's the next video we are going to do. We are going to talk about the challenges we experience trying to be husband